What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Oh, man, it's a good Friday. Good fresh air. Here, cold in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's really cold up here. Um, it's just a thing that we gotta see. So yeah. Um, so I just saw that. What was it? Daredevil just got canceled, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, really? That was out of all three of the you know out of all the Marvel Netflix universe, that one I had to say was the best. And the last season was awesome. I mean, Bullseye was one of my favorite characters. Like I never knew how much I really wanted to. Hey, what's up, Nerdy Blair? What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, I didn't realize how good it was, and I was kind of a little bit mad over it. But Ryan did bring up a good point where he said, they ended on a high note. So yeah, that's true. That's true. But let's go over some Q and A's. Anyone got anything? Any questions you want to ask? Just feel free to put them up. I'm just gonna keep on talking until someone says something. Uh, Baby is teething, but we're still here. Ooh, dang, Ryan. Oh, eek. How's that going? Man, I hate Esther's getting her last molars. My daughter's getting her last molars in, and it's so cute because she'll like we were brushing her teeth, and she was crying, crying, crying. When I started brushing her teeth, she immediately just dropped her jaw and just brush it, just brush it. It was so cute. Uh, Big Q here. Thanos versus Darkseid. Okay. Thanos versus Darkseid. Um, that's a good one. Does Thanos have the Infinity Gauntlet? I mean, it's a Thanos for the win. But if Thanos doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet, I mean, if you've seen him against Doom in Secret Wars, he tears. No Gauntlet? No, then Darkseid. Darkseid for the win, man. Darkseid's for the win. He's definitely going to be having that. I mean, it's just the Omega beams and the anti-life equation. It just Thanos is a big. Yes, he's powerful, but he's really I personally think nothing without the Gauntlet. Now, I haven't read. There's a series that was apparently amazing that Donny Cates wrote, which is called Thanos Wins, in which he actually wins. He meets his future self and he has to win, and he wins. He beats everyone. But I haven't read that one yet. It's on my list. I have it actually. They had a huge sale on Comixology to get that, and I'm going to be actually reading more on that. But definitely, man, Darkseid. He's got the Omega beams. He's got the dude. This is the dude's a Titan though. My money is on Thanos. Got another one for you. Okay. All right. All right. Venom versus Clayface. Oh man, Venom versus Clayface. Oh. I really want to say Venom, but I could see that being a draw. Really. Venom. If it's Donny Cates's Venom, then yes. If it's Donny Cates's Venom and James Tinian's the fourth Clayface, that's a tie. Um, Clayface has got some unique properties. He can hide among. If he wants to get away, he can definitely just change to someone else. Um, Venom, on the other hand, if he's like the God Venom, like the symbiote Venom right now that Donny Cates has, uh, it's Venom for the win, man. I mean, he's got Donny Cates has explored so many new powers that Venom has. Like he has wings, he can fly. It's awesome. Yeah, and Clayface can probably do the same and stretch himself out. But I have to say Venom, mainly because I'm a Venom. I'm a Venom fan. But it's too close though. Yeah, it is. With those two, it is close. It's a close one with those two. Definitely, definitely, definitely a close one with that one. Um, what else? So I heard they're making a Zatanna film now. It's rumored now that Warner Bros. Is going to be doing Zatanna. It's also been confirmed that they are doing a Blue Beetle. For those who don't, I don't know if anyone knows who that is. Blue Beetle is a DC superhero, Hispanic. He's been white, but it's usually a scarab. Uh, and turns into this cool robot. I mean, he's an awesome character. He's on Young Justice. He did have a little bit of a run in Jeff Johns' Booster Gold, He is, and it's gonna be Hispanic. They're gonna do a Hispanic one, and I can't wait. I mean, DC, from what I'm seeing on the Aquaman side, they're doing, I mean, a awesome. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about Aquaman, which gives me hope for DC to actually get their crap together. I mean, come on. I mean, Justice League should have been the standing point. It should have been the best thing ever. But it was. Hey Andrew, how you doing, buddy? Holy cow! All the way from Australia, man. How you doing, mate? Oh yeah, Blue Beetle. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna see. I mean, I hope they pick a good character, a good like strong actor. It's got to be a young one because he's a teenager, um, or not a teenager. He's in college, I think. Either he's in college or he's a teenager. It depends on what they do. But I mean, I hope they really do it. And I mean, if they're gonna do Zatanna, they gotta do it right, man. They gotta do Zatanna right. I mean, Zatanna is a bad, bad ass one. Fun fact: the Blue Beetle film was announced what? Really? I still haven't seen that movie yet. I still need to go see that. That's one movie I need to see. Um, it's one of those ones where it's on my list. Like I have DC streaming service. We really don't buy movies as often. I mean, we're in the streaming things now, so maybe if it comes on Netflix or Hulu, maybe I'll go and then see it. But I mean, it was like I looked at that and I was like, as a geek, I was like, man, this has got to be a cool. This is a cool movie. All the little uh gaming platform Easter eggs on there, and then the what was it, Back to the Future stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. How did I miss that? But I only see it. How did I miss that? I was saying, why? Yeah, several times that movie posted background, but player wanted one of the fun movies. Yeah. How did I miss that? But I only missed. What did I miss? What'd you miss, Andrew? I'm confused. What'd you miss? Miss? No. No. But uh let's go. I'm gonna do a little poll. Let's do a little poll here. Okay. Let's do let's do Marvel versus DC. So, uh do any of you guys know who the Sentry is? The Sentry, I'll actually pick it up here a quick second. Hold on. A little bit of a clean mess here. Little back studio. You can see the studio where I work here, where the magic happens. Um, it's a little studio, I know. I mean, this used to be my man cave where I used to have all my gaming stations and everything, and then my daughter was born and I was like, I can't do that anymore, so I got to do other things. The Sentry, so sorry, getting back to it. The Sentry is a character that is basically Marvel's Superman. Let me get it up. I know I have it. I just gotta find the issue. Hold on a second, guys. Thank you for being patient. But he has a kind of schizophrenia, and it's an interesting, and everyone wonders who would go toe to toe, Superman or the Sentry. He has all the powers of Superman, essentially, and he oh man, maybe I won't find it. He is just, I mean, he's just he has this thing called the Void, which basically makes it so that if a Sentry exists, then the Void exists, and the Void is basically like an evil side of him, and like pure evil, and it's really 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 creepy. I mean, it tore through. There's a series called what's it called? It's called Siege, Avengers Siege, and during that, the Dark Avengers, which is led by what's his name? Frick. Norman Osborn as Iron Patriot. Yes, that's why you guys hear Iron Patriot, you're thinking the movie. No, he's not that one. He's here it is. Okay, found him. Okay. This is what he looks like, by the way. White guy in the yellow. He is actually better one. Hold on. That's a better picture. That's what the Sentry looks like. So in that one, Asgard is come to Earth, and it's staying on Earth, and it gets basically the Dark Avengers call War on Asgard, and they hired the Blue Video. First off, congratulations on it. Now, question is there any big plans for this channel? New shows, collabs? Um, there will be more collaborations. I'm definitely down with that. If you know, um, with you, Ryan, definitely there's gonna be collabs. Um, not any planned at the making. But I do plan on doing new segments. You guys are already seen that I've dished out some new ones called character parallels, where we're gonna be taking certain characters on movies of that are in the superhero genre of there are movies or TV shows, and we're just gonna see which ones kind of pair up to it. Now, I am gonna do Ryan. I know you've been asking about Hellboy. I am gonna do Ron Perlman and Hellboy. It's just gonna be a one-on-one, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be changing it up a little bit, where it's just gonna be like, here's what I think Hellboy needs to be. How much did how much did Ron really do well portraying what I thought was Hellboy? So that will be coming out. Um, I do need to rewatch the Spawn movie again because it's been a very long time. Uh, so that one's gonna be something I'm gonna be working on. Um, and then I'm gonna dive. I think another segment that I've been thinking about doing is doing one called jumping off, and what it means is for comic fans, like where do you want to where you should, if you want to get into this character, this is what you need. This is what I would recommend you start off on. If you really want to read, want to know more about this character, here's the comics I'd recommend. This is why. And maybe give you a little bit of just pointers and stuff just to really go on that. It's something where if you really want to dive into the comics more, it's something where I want you guys to, I want this to be a channel where you guys get information about comics and eventually, read them. I mean, I started, I keep on saying, I think it's like 2 or 3 years ago, I really dove into the comics. I mean, my first digital comic was bought, was the Blackest Night, Green Lantern one. I loved because the thing that grabbed me was the Flash being a Blue Lantern. I didn't realize how many other characters have become lanterns in that one. And it's a really cool one, and it's kind of cool also that Scott Snyder in his Justice League run introduced a new corps called the Ultraviolet Corps, and it's actually the considered now the biggest Lantern Corps because the Ultraviolet Corps is something like internal. It's like you're not picked, like you don't have a choice, and it's like, oh, I can't remember how it's really phrased. It's like you can't have, like, it's something with emotion. It's emotion, but it's like deep down emotions, and like Sinestro shows it, and like when Sinestro's the one that's leading it. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Sinestro's the one that's leading it from the he's his own core, but it's cool because he's in his classic costume, and you see like when he comes to Earth, it's like everyone is affected, like the whole universe is affected, and it's like everyone's just coming in, and it's so cool. But so yeah, that's, sorry, I'm going off a tangent. Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to be doing is calling jumping off, where I'm going to be kind of just getting into like, here's a comic, like you really like Batman, here's some comic I would really recommend that to just to really jump off on, to know a little bit more of the lore on. You really like Superman? Good luck, because I'm still trying to figure out some good Superman ones. You really like Green Lantern? Jump on Jeff Johns' run. That's all I'm gonna say. Or you can jump off on the Green. It's gonna be like that, and then explaining why. But and then there are plans on going to a Comic-Con. I'm going to Atlanta Comic-Con, and Dragon Con down in Atlanta. That is on August, late August, early September. I'll be going with my friend. You like eggs? Yeah, I like eggs. I love eggs. Eggs are awesome, man. They're awesome, man. Uh, yeah. Hopefully I'll see you there, Ryan. Hopefully I'll see you there, nerdy. Very, very. I hope so, man. Uh, and my friend David Vilick and I, he's gonna be doing that. You ever eat them with BBG? What's BBG? Oh, barbecue? No, I haven't. Never. I've never eaten it with barbecue. I've never heard eggs and barbecue sauce. That actually sounds really. Now you got me hungry. Dang it. Oh, geez. Now I'm a little hungry now. Yeah, but I do plan going to Atlanta Comic Con and seeing some awesome. I mean, I've been to Atlanta just for a quick visit, but I mean, it was just to see a good friend of mine that lives down there. But I mean, I've never gone. We never really gone to anywhere, you know, good. Um, oh, thanks, Jared. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate the sub. Um, so it's an interesting concept, though. I mean, I'm gonna be, doing some like short films on there, like parading around. I mean, I go to Comic Cons mainly for the writers, and whoa, geez, and yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just like, uh, you don't really, what was it? What was it? What was it? La, 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 la. Trying to think. Um, uh, okay. Um, this is something where we're gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be doing more on the like the what's it called? Frick. I'm trying to think. And just seeing all these things come up, it's like wow. Um, it's one of those things where I go there to meet the writers and really understand how they got one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like you don't treat the writers do so much with these comics, and they make such good stories. I mean, that's the main reason I'll pick up a comic that I usually don't want to read. Like, what was it? When I read Donny Cates' Venom, he talked about God Country, which is his like baby. It's his Image comic, and I was like, huh, Donny Cates wrote it. I got to read it. I read it. Phenomenal comic, guys. Just phenomenal comic. If you haven't read it, just do yourself a favor and go and pick it up. It's a really cool comic. But like, what was another one? East of West by Jonathan Hickman's. Question. Any new question? How did you get into comics? Um, let me think. I got into comics. Oh, when I was a kid. I mean, I was a little kid and I was into comics, but I wasn't. My parents never like bought them for me. My first actual comic that I got is was in was a The Death of Superman, and I got it from the library and I totally forgot to return it and I lost it. So I had to pay for it. So I paid for it and then I found it later on and I was like, "Oh, cool, I'll just keep it." And it was one of my all-time favorites because I remember as a kid in 1997 that happening and being a big deal and I was like, "Okay." And I didn't realize he came, comics came out by then. This was in high school. And like after high school and getting to college, that's when I really kind of the movies were starting to come out. I had read, and I went to no, that was it. When I was in high school, I went to my library, my local library, and I actually had a teen section, and it had all comic books. So I would just get my library card, just get a nice huge stack of trades, and just go. I mean, I literally would just come like with like a huge box of just trades, and I just go and take home and then just read all the time and just read. I mean, old school comics and I mean, they had some Green Lanterns there. That's where I read a lot of Civil War. The Marvel Civil War, they had a whole like I don't know who donated it, but they donated like the whole Civil War, like Doctor Strange Civil War, all the trades of that, and it was awesome. I mean, I just got to read every single one of those. So when Civil War came out, that's like, oh wow, like they're making that into a movie. But, they didn't really have certain rights on certain characters, and they didn't introduce it. I mean, they did really well with it. They did the basic concept of it, which was great. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things where I mean, if you don't have the money, it's another thing. If you don't have the money to go and get comics, check your local library because they do have comics. And I mean, I went to a different one down here. You see, I used to live in Cascade. I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Pickle. That's where I'm from. Is Grand Rapids, Michigan here. And I I when I grew up in Cascade, which is kind of the rich neighborhood. We weren't that rich though, trust me. We were kind of just lucky that we got there. And so when I went there, I went to the Ada, the Cascade Library, and that one had a lot of picking. So when we went over here in Grand Rapids, and it didn't have that much. It had a section, but it wasn't as big as Cascades. So I know they have. If you go to your local comic book store, you can find some good trades you can just get from the library. And if you have a library card, I mean, come on, it's free. There you go, guys. You get your comics right then and there. Now there might not be the newest, but I mean, if you want to play catch up and you don't want to buy them, check your local libraries. You know, see if they have it there. You know, there's nothing but manga. Nothing hating on the manga, but I want my Spider manga. Spider manga. Yeah. Really? That's kind of sad. That's really sad. I really wish they did have more on that. Um, but Boom, what's going on, man? How you doing, Boom? It's been a while. How's it going? I haven't seen a video up in a while, man. You've been doing. I mean, you've been lowering up and stuff. Yeah, man, nerdy. I know. Go to a different library then. Find a new one. Find a new one. You'd be like, hey, I am on a quest. I am on a quest to find some comics. Or maybe just ask. Maybe they do have some. I mean, mine was next to the manga in the Cascade, and I know in the Grand Rapids one, it had an actual section. You might have to actually go and look at the teen section and see. But yeah, I mean, more things that I'm kind of looking at. So I'm trying to figure more out on Wonder Woman. It's a phenomenal movie, and it's really hard to figure out what comics they really based it off of. I just it's just one of those things where, dude, Comic Boom, I love your idea. You worked with Dark Knight Nation about Barry Allen staying dead. Yeah. Fun fact for everyone who doesn't know, the reason the death of Superman, that was back in the day. Superman, when comic book characters died, they stayed dead. Barry Allen stayed dead for years. He died in. Oh, Boom, you could probably help me out with this. He died in Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think that was a 1980s comic. Was it? No, the 70s. I really don't know. It's one of those. It's one of those things I can't really remember what year. I've read it, but that's when he died. That's when Barry Allen died. And for the longest time, Wally West has been the Flash. It wasn't till I think Jeff Johns bringing him back in Blackest Night or Rebirth, because he did a Flash Rebirth too, where he brought him back. You know, that he came back, and that was a good long time. I can't remember how long, because I don't remember how long. Barry Allen died in Crisis Infinite Earths issue 6. Yeah. When was that published though? I can't remember. Yeah, he died and then he came back. Is it am I right about that, Boom? He came back 1985. Okay, it was an 80s comic. All right. And then he came back. Was it Blackest Night, or did he come back on its Rebirth? I can't remember if it was. I think he came back in Blackest Night. Right? Am I right about that? I'm pretty sure, because I remember they were like, "Oh wow, you're back." In Final Crisis. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Totally remember. Okay. And let's not talk about Final Crisis, guys. Everyone who's a comic book fan always says, like, what do you think about Final Crisis? That's what I think about Final Crisis. It's such a confusing Grant Morrison thing. My friend Professor Marks thinks it's remarkable, but I'm like, dude, I had to read that 5 times, and I say it and I understood it, but I mean, there's still stuff that I kind of still don't understand. It's just like, God, Grant Morrison. And I mean, right now he's doing Green Lantern, and I'm like, please, Grant Morrison, please just don't screw this up. Don't screw this up, Grant Morrison. Just please don't. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I really hope he doesn't screw it up. He didn't. I mean, so far it wasn't that bad of an issue. It got me intrigued what he's doing. So we'll have to see. But let's think. So got into the comics that way. Anyone else got any other questions? You know, throw them out there. And Final Crisis was a good mess, but it had some great justice. Yes. I'll agree with that. Yes. Grant Morrison goes, The Killing Joke. How do you think it ended? Oh man. How did I think The Killing Joke ended? I honestly think Batman killed him. I do think he. Do I play Minesweeper? Not in a long time. I have a Mac. I work on a Mac now. I used to do PC. Passing the time playing Minesweeper. But no, not anymore. But Grant War like the Killing Joke at the end. You hear. I mean, if you look really closely, you can hear. You see two sets of laughing, and then you do hear a crack. I swear. I think in the pages, like you see a crack or something, and then you just see one pair of laughing. Like, and that's when I'm thinking it's the Batman because you see it. You see like he's laughing, he's laughing, and then he's like grabbing, and that could be him like holding himself like he's laughing so hard, or it could be something else. We don't know. I mean, everyone thought for the longest time that the Batman who laughs was the Killing Joke Batman that killed the actual Joker that way. Like that's what everyone thought. That was the rumor going around. That's when I was like, that would have been an awesome thing. But they didn't do that. Speaking of which, that's coming out. I can't wait for that. I really want them to make a Dawnbreaker though. For those who don't know, back in the day, well, not back in the day, actually last year, 2 years ago, they made a Dark Knight's Metal, and it's I think it was a cool concept. Introduced these evil Batman that were basically like similar to the Justice League members. My favorite one, of course, being the Green Lantern one, was Dawnbreaker. And that one, he basically, I what was it? I wonder how he kept the Joker alive. I thought that he died for the longest time, but the theory now has that the single laughing symbol. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, shoot. Hold on a second. I gotta get this thing, keep this thing up. Live chapter all visible. I wonder how. Wow, I think he kept Joker alive. I thought he died for the longest time, but he had a theory about how a single laugh was a symbol to show that how they're one. No bats without the joke. Yep, that's kind of true. Yeah, no Batman without the Joker. It's something where it's kind of like it could be one of those things. Um, Let me think. But back to the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker Batman is basically so after Bruce Wayne's parents die in that alley, a Green Lantern ring goes to Bruce, teenage Bruce, and Bruce like gets the ring on, and Joe Chill's still there, and he basically is like, "I'm gonna kill you," and he tries to kill him. And the ring's like, if you know your Green Lantern lore back then, the Owen book wasn't rewritten where they could lethal force was activate. You couldn't do that, and so it said it's like lethal force is not authorized, and Bruce Wayne had Bruce Wayne has such a powerful will that he like willed it like and broke the will of the ring and made it his own and actually made like this like just he killed Joe Chill and then he ruled like Gotham as a Green Lantern but like his own thing and it's just like at one point like the whole Lantern Corps comes and tries to arrest him and he's like I've made and he makes all these constructs and basically wipes them out and says like his cool things is like I have friends in the dark. I also make friends in the dark, and it's just like like Dawnbreaker's my favorite. Red Death's another one where Bruce and Flash like merge into one person. Oh man, it's a cool one. It's a really cool one. Uh, no, this is Dark Knight's Metal. Red Sun. The Red one shots were so much fun. Dawnbreaker was one of the better ones. Yeah, Dawnbreaker was. I mean, I liked Dawnbreaker. I like, what's the Wonder Woman one? Is the Merciful, the Merciless? Uh, I can't remember. The Wonder Woman one I thought was awesome. That one was cool because that one had, so in that one he had a what was it? Ares, the God of War, had killed every one of the Justice League members except for Batman, and Batman was like thinking that he killed Wonder Woman, so he kills Ares and takes the helmet. And in that one, it's a one shot, dude. So you have to just that one's it's a one shot thing. So I would get what I would recommend you get is it's part of the Dark Knight's Metal part. That one was written by It's part of this part. That I thought Dawnbreaker was a good one. This is Dawnbreaker. I'll switch the camera over in a second. This is Dawnbreaker. Oop, come on. Sorry for the mess. Yeah, that's Dawnbreaker Batman. And that one is written by, I think, Sam Humphrey? I think. Or Robert Venditti. It's one of the two. Sam Humphrey. Yep, Sam Humphrey was one that wrote that one. And that one's, I think, a really good one. Another one I thought was really cool was well, the Batman Laugh Story was a good one. And then where was it? There's one that's the Doomsday Virus. I think this guy's called the Merciful. It's sad though at the end with the Merciful one is that like you see that like he puts on the helmet, becomes ultra powerful, starts killing people. And he's saying like, I did this for you, Diana, and you're like, oh, cool. And then you find out Diana didn't die; she survived, and she tells Bruce to take off the helmet, and he doesn't, and he kills her. It's really kind of like messed up, but it was just like, whoa, like I was kind of sad on that one. But yeah, this one's got it's written with it's a multiples of all authors on this one. It's Scott Snyder, Grant Morrison, James Tynion IV, Joshua Williamson, Peter J. Jamasi, Francis Manapul, Tony Daniels, Howard Porter, Doug Mackey, and Jorge Jimenez. I mean, it's a cool one. I mean, it's a cool story. I mean, if you read Dark Knight's Metal, it was a cool concept too. Let me think. I'm gonna do. I know I said an hour, but I gotta actually get some other stuff done. So I'm gonna do like 5 more minutes. So last round of questions, if anyone's got any. Let's see. Red Sun also is a good, really, I think a really good Superman story. It's actually one of my favorites. Also with Freedom Fighters too. That's the one I can't wait for. Is Freedom Fighters. Robert Venditti's writing that. The Freedom Fighters is it's where the Nazis have taken over, and they won World War II, and they are basically these. It's Uncle Sam, and everything else. Most anticipated movie for 2019, Avengers. Dude, come on. That's not even a question. Avengers 4. Avengers 4. Come on, man. I mean, they got to drop that trailer soon. That and Shazam. For the DC side, Shazam. I cannot wait for you know what? I'm more excited for actually the Shazam than maybe Avengers 4. Actually, it might be a tie. I don't know, because Shazam is my all-time favorite character. Billy Batson, and then Jeff Johns made an amazing run on it. One of my favorite guys who wrote the Green Lantern. He wrote a short volume on Shazam, and it's just we were talking about comics. We talking about the Nazi one, Freedom Fighters. It's just coming out. It's gonna be coming out soon. In that one, it's like there's a Nazi Superman. There's a Nazi. If you've heard of the series, so the whole like CW series, they did a thing called Crisis on Earth X. Earth X is the Nazi world. That's where the Freedom Fighters are, and it's like Uncle Sam. It's all these other like characters. I can't remember the whole crew crap, but I mean. It looks phenomenal. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's coming out actually soon. I gotta actually go call my comic book shop and get that pulled. Yeah, dude, just go to your local comic book store and start reading that one. Because Robert Venditti is a fantastic writer too. He picked up the after Jeff Johns finished his run, he continued it and he did phenomenal. I mean, he's doing right now. He's doing. He just got done with Green Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, and now he's doing Hawkman. I love the Elseworld stories. Red Sun, Man in the High Castle. Man in the High Castle is phenomenal, man. Man, watching that on Prime, I was like, holy cow! Like when they were like, oh yeah, it's like, oh look, it's snowing. No, it's not snow. It's just burning. The morning burning, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh yeah. So yeah, if you want to, it's coming out. It's not going to be what's it called? Crap. It's not gonna come out in trade yet, but it's coming out in singles, and then eventually it'll come out in trade. But yes, uh, my dad just gave me the book, so I have to read the. I haven't read the book yet. I haven't read the book. That was the one thing I was like, I really want to read this book now because it's just it looks phenomenal. Um, all right, let me think. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. Another one actually that I thought was kind of cool that my mom. This is she knows how much of a comic fan is, and she reads the Wall Street Journal, and I guess like DC put a little thing on there. Steve Orlando, if anyone knows who he is, he made a he's written like Supergirl, he's written Wonder Woman, and it's okay, but well no, I think is he still writing Supergirl? I can't remember. Dang, Freedom Fighters might be my first English. Do it, man. Do it. I'm telling you, do it. It's I Robert Venditti is a phenomenal writer. Like I said, he's written Hawkman, and like I have never been. I mean, Tim Board knows this. Like my first introduction to Hawkman was like Jeff Johns' Hawkman. I was like, yeah, let's just read it. And then Robert Venditti was doing it, and I was like, well, Robert Venditti did a phenomenal run with Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. But like I gotta check out this Hawkman thing. And if you're a fan of Indiana Jones, like if you like the Indiana Jones like movie or the Uncharted like games and stuff, dude, you're gonna love it because it's archaeological. It's him going in his past lives, and it's him expanding on those lives. He goes in time, like he goes to these like it's just it's phenomenal. It's an awesome comic, and like hearing that like he's doing Freedom Fighters, I mean it's just it's an awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he does. I mean, I cannot wait, guys, to see. I know, lol, IDK, single issues of bleh. Come on, man. You can't try it till you have what Hawkman comic is that? It's actually right here. It's the new one that just came out. This is the first issue. I think the trade's coming out soon, actually. Second issue. I don't know where my third issue is at. Somewhere. Fourth issue. And then I love these. Is it in trade at all? I think it's coming soon. You gotta check with Tim Board on that. Check Hawkworld. That's another thing. Check out the Facebook group called Hawkworld. He does I'll pick it up. What's the name? I'll pick it up. I don't know if it's out. It's not out yet. It's not out yet. I know it's not out yet. It's gonna be out soon. I don't know when, but you can look it up. Look up Hawkman by Robert Venditti, and you can get it, and you can see if you can get the trade there, or you can pick up the singles. I mean, what I love about the singles is if you get enough. I mean, you always have something else to read, and for me, it's always I take at least like 5 comics a week, 5 singles in a week. Yes, it's a little pricey, but you're essentially buying for a trade. You're buying. Is it good? Is that a good jumping off point for Hawkman? Yes, yes, and yes. If you watched my video on what's it called? The interview I had with Tim Board, he actually recommended that you would to jump off on this because it's actually like the best. It's the best one he's read, and it's a really good one. So right now, I think it's on. It's not on 5. I know it's on. I think it's on 6 right now. So 6 or 7. But Venditti's he's a cool guy. I mean, he's always active on Twitter too. He's the coolest part too. Is like I was just tweeting him. I was just like, dude, you're making an amazing Hawkman. He was like, thanks. So because I know nothing. I saw the video, just wasn't sure if it was the best chicken off point or not. Yes, that would be one I would definitely recommend jumping off on. If you really like Robert Venditti's run on if you really want to get into Hawkman, and you like Indiana Jones, you're gonna love Hawkman. It's an Indiana Jones feel with that Nathan Drake thing, with finding artifacts, fighting through his past life. It's really 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 cool, and I mean it's just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal comic. Definitely, I would say if you want to jump up on that, definitely do it. It's new, so it's always gonna be good. Dude, you just gave me so much to read now. Dude, I always give you so much to read. Yeah, I mean, and hey, you got something coming in the mail. Don't forget, man. I'm not going to give you a hint on it or anything. Well, nah, nah. Well, I kind of gave you a hint. We talked about it earlier. That's all I'll say. In this video, I mentioned it many times. That's the hint I'll say. Um, uh, um, but I did also see Ryan. I did see your nerdy blur. No problem. I did see your comment about Detective Comics. And is it a detective story? It can be. It depends on who's writing it. James Tinian the Fourth wrote one, and he made it kind of more of the Bat family. It was a detective, like who's doing the colony, what's going on with the League of Shadows, but it focuses more on the Bat family, meaning Dick Grayson, Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood. And then this one, Tinian's run, is really cool. I mean, I'm really loving it. It's Azrael, it's Batwoman, um what's it? Batwoman. It's Stephanie Brown. It's Red Robin. It's Clayface. Clayface is a good guy in this one, and it's awesome. It's an awesome comic, and I would definitely recommend it. I'm still reading through it because I've stopped and I had to read Batman, Robin, and Eternal. It's just so. Um, all right, guys, I gotta call it a night. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all your all your your support and everything. It means a lot to me as a YouTuber and just as a guy doing this. I mean, I love doing these videos and I love the fans here. So, peace out, y'all. Have a good Friday, and you got questions? Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and you guys have a good night. Peace out, y'all.